Thank you, Governor Reynolds. Secretary Phelan, sir, I would be honored if you would now place Iowa in commission.
On behalf of the President of the United States, I hereby place United States ship Iowa in commission. May God bless and guide this warship and all who shall sail in her.
Thank you, Secretary Phelan. Executive Officer, hoist the colors and commission pennant.
Aye, aye, sir. Iowa, attention. The commission pennant in professional national navies began to take form late in the 17th century. All ships at that time were sailing ships, and it was often difficult to tell a naval ship from a merchantman. Navies began to adapt long, narrow pennants to be flown by their ships at the mainmast head to distinguish themselves from merchant ships. The commission pennant will fly continuously until the ship is decommissioned. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. I direct your attention to the ship's sail as we hoist the colors and commission pennant. Quartermaster, hoist the colors and commission pennant.
Aye, aye, sir.
Captain, the colors and commission pennant are flying proudly over USS Iowa.
Very well.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
I will now read my orders. From Commander, Navy Military Personnel Command, to Commander Greg Coy, United States Navy. Subject, Buper's Order Number 7970 of 5 April 2025. When directed by Reporting Senior, detach from present duty and report to Pre-Commissioning Unit Iowa as Commanding Officer. Upon commissioning of USS Iowa, report for duty as Commanding Officer. Admiral Caudle, United States ship Iowa is in commission, and I am in command.
Very well, Captain. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Executive Officer, set the first watch.
Aye, aye, sir. Officer of the deck, set the first watch.
Aye, sir.
The officer of the deck is the commanding officer's direct representative, and while on watch, is responsible for the safety and smooth operation of the ship. The long glass is the traditional symbol of an officer of the deck's authority in a ship of the line. We are honored to have Commander Tim Shugart, United States Navy retired, and former crewman on BB-61 with us today. He will assist in setting the first watch by passing the long glass to our first ship's duty officer, Lieutenant Commander Vigneshwar Manikam from Germantown, Maryland. The Petty Officer of the Deck is Electronics Technician Navigation Seaman Amber Alanis Gonzalez from El Paso, Texas. The Topside Sentry is Logistics Specialist Submarine Second Class Jacob Stevenson from Farnhamville, Iowa. And the Boatswain's Mate of the Watch is Boatswain's Mate Second Class Cody Shrewsbury from Pine Tops, North Carolina.
Officer of the Deck, with the passing of the long glass, you and the crew of the USS Iowa SSN 797 are given the honor and duty of carrying out missions given to her with bravery and professionalism. May you, the crew, and the boat always understand that the great state of Iowa and the heroic service history of the battleship Iowa BB-61 are with you all. May you always have fair winds and following seas. Sir, you have the watch, you have the boat.
Set the watch. On deck. Section 1.
Sir, the watch is set.
Very well.
Forward. March.
Captain, the watch is set.
Very well. The spirit of a U.S. Navy warship is the embodiment of her sponsor. Our sponsor, Mrs. Christy Vilsack, christened the ship here in Groton on June 17, 2023, and imbued this ship and crew with her sense of devotion and grace. Christy, I would be honored if you would give the order to man our ship and bring her to life.
Officers and crew of the USS Iowa, board our boat and bring her to life.
Ladies and gentlemen, the crew of USS Iowa salute you. We are proud to serve in America's Navy. Iowa, ready? 2. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Captain, the ship is manned and ready.
Very well. Vice Admiral Goucher, United States ship Iowa is manned and ready and reports for duty.
Very well, Skipper. Congratulations. Welcome to the fleet.
Thank you, sir.
Now get out there and make anyone who will challenge America fear the ghost.
Thank you, sir. Secretary Phelan, request permission to break your flag, sir.
Permission granted. Break the flag. Break my flag.
Break your flag, aye, sir. Executive Officer, break the flag of the Secretary of the Navy.
Aye, aye, sir. Quartermaster, break the flag of the Secretary of the Navy.
Aye, aye, sir.
Captain, the flag of the Secretary of the Navy is flying proudly over USS Iowa.
Very well.
Ladies and gentlemen, Commander Greg Coy, United States Navy, Commanding Officer, USS Iowa.
Iowa, parade, rest. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, friends, family, and fellow shipmates, thank you for joining us today in the submarine capital of the world to proudly commission the Navy's newest Virginia-class submarine, USS Iowa. USS Iowa. Can't get that name wrong already. Jeez. You know, Vice Admiral Goucher told me not to screw it up, and there it was, so, all right. Secretary Phelan, thank you for presiding over today's ceremony and for your generous remarks. Admiral Caudle, Vice Admiral Goucher, Rear Admiral Rucker, it's an honor to share the stage with you as we welcome the next member of our submarine force to the fleet. Thank you for being here today and for your years of steadfast leadership. Mr. Reha, Congressman Courtney, Congressman Miller Meeks, Senator Blumenthal, and Governor Reynolds, thank you for your kind remarks and high praise. I especially appreciate the recognition of the accomplishments of the amazing crew that stands behind you. To our ship sponsor, Ms. Christy Vilsack, thank you for your years of dedication and service to our country. Your lifelong passion for education is fitting for a submarine sponsor, as continuous learning is a keystone of our profession. Thank you for your ardent support of this ship, this crew, and our families. To Doug McCrae, Matt Tanner, Tom Hudson, and all of the Iowa Commissioning Committee, thank you for your perseverance in seeing this event through from beginning to end. I appreciate everything you have done and hope to continue our special relationship for years to come. To Al Morales, Jason Lovell, the commissioning support team, and the staffs of Submarine Readiness Squadron 32, Submarine Squadron 4, Naval Submarine Base New London, and Naval Submarine School, thank you for your incredible efforts to make today happen. Today we will honor the Iowa and her current crew, but many came before. I would like to ask any former Iowa sailors to please stand and be recognized. There we go, there was a few. You stood the watch during some of the hardest times, before sea trials, before the ship was delivered to the fleet, before propulsion plant testing, and even before she could float. There is nothing easy about serving on a pre-commissioning unit, but you did it with a view towards the future, that someday Iowa would be a commissioned ship. I hope today that you look back on your service and your sacrifice with pride as you see the fruits of your labor before you. While I have the honor of being Iowa's plank owning commanding officer, the ship and the crew would not be here without those who came before me. Captain Quentin James and Commander Matt Powell. Quentin and Matt, you had the onerous task of building the Iowa, bringing together the pieces and the people to make a submarine and its crew. I am not jealous of your time in command, but the impact of your dedication and leadership has long outlived your tours of duty, and I am grateful for the strong foundation you provided. Thank you. As any sailor knows, a well-supported family at home is crucial to our success at sea. Iowa's home front is fortunate enough to be shored up by two incredible women, Holly Trimmer, our ombudsman, and Brenna Magda, our Family Readiness Group president. Ladies, if you could please stand so that we can recognize you. Holly. Holly and Brenna, thank you for your tireless efforts to support our families and bolster morale at home while the Iowa is away. We are truly in your debt. While we're on the subject of families, I want to thank every person who is here today to support one of the sailors standing behind me. Your dedication, courage, and sacrifice matches and often exceeds theirs, but typically goes unrecognized. A sailor at sea is always busy with watch, maintenance, drills, and training. There's little time for other things, and we are isolated in our little bubble. But for the sailor's family, life must go on as before. You still need to go to work, doctor appointments must be made, soccer games and parent-teacher conferences must be attended, lunches must be packed, and children ushered to and from school. When the sailor once again steps their foot on shore, these things are often forgotten, overcome by the joy of being home. I am a repeat offender of this. My wife, Maggie, has stayed the course for the last 16 years, and she's never missed a beat, while I, on the other hand, have missed at least 1 million thank yous. But I'll sneak one in here. Thank you for everything you do for me and our family. I wouldn't be here today without you. And to every spouse, partner, mother, father, brother, and sister, and all others who support a sailor, thank you for doing all the things that go unspoken. Now for the real reason we are here, to welcome a new warship and her crew to the fleet. While writing this speech, I was overcome with the momentousness of the occasion, and I had trouble figuring out what to say. But I began fixating on the order that our ship sponsor just gave us. Man the ship and bring her to life. It is simple, concise, and perfectly represents the meaning of this ceremony. For what is a ship without a crew to operate it? I can tell you a little about Iowa. She is over 7,000 tons of steel, a maze of meandering wires and pipes, a visual cacophony of computers, switches, gauges, and valves, deadly quiet, a marvel of engineering powered by a nuclear reactor, able to strike fear in the hearts of any foe, and all of that designed to sink beneath the ocean and come back to the surface again safely. If you tour the ship later today, you will be in awe of the organized chaos that is a modern submarine, and you will wonder how it all works. But she is a lifeless object. Left to her own devices, she will sit at this pier, the dust will gather, the paint will fade, and the metal will rust. It is the crew that brings her to life. These women and men standing before you, these sailors who volunteered to serve their country and then volunteered again to be submariners. These sailors who persisted through the trials and tribulations of building a warship and taking her to sea for the first time. These sailors who will face the challenges of an uncertain future. They are the crew of the USS Iowa, and they are why we are here today. So to the crew, words cannot express how proud I am of each one of you. When you cast off lines for Iowa's maiden voyage on November 4th, you were novices, unsure of yourselves as your sea legs wobbled beneath you. But you were well trained and eager to succeed, and succeed you did. Every challenge thrown in your direction was met with an insatiable desire to learn and improve. You grew by leaps and bounds through triumph and adversity. You are now what I would describe, borrowing the unmistakable words of our weapons officer, a crack team of top men and women. Confident, competent, efficient, and when necessary, deadly. You are the heart and soul of United States Ship Iowa, and I wouldn't go to sea with anyone else. All of us here today should be overwhelmed with pride and brimming with confidence in the future of this mighty warship, the submarine force, and our Navy. For I have no doubt that in a time of strife, as Iowa is tossed about by tempestuous seas, this crew will ensure she steadies with upright keel and proceeds silently, alone on a wide, wide sea, to do the work that only submariners can do. Iowa, attention. Fight Iowa. Thank you.
Will the guests please rise? Chaplain McGraw will deliver the benediction.
Let us pray. Eternal Father, strong to save, as this ceremony ends and a life of commissioned service begins, we ask you to bless this warship and all who will sail in her. May she be strong and true, worthy of her proud name and the nation's trust. Grant that in her silence, Iowa would allow many to hear the sounds of peace and prosperity. And let her unseen presence help all to see the blessings of freedom more clearly. May all adversaries learn to fear the ghost. And may she bring calm to troubled waters and always come safe home. Amen.